I'm actually going to do something I've never done before on this show. I'm going to defend a project host. I actually listened to all of what Waleed said, and he started by just citing data about the way the vote broke down across the demographics of education levels.
Basically, it kind of ends up being the elite argument. The more elite sector of society you are in, the more likely you were to vote yes. Yeah. The biggest dividing line seems to have been education. So if you are in a seat that had high levels of tertiary education, a bachelor or postgrad, then you were at the very top end of the yes vote. And if you had the lowest levels of tertiary education, you were at the low end of the yes vote. And that's not to say people who are educated know what they're doing and people who don't have tertiary education don't.
Right. Waleed is pretty much saying what we've been saying. This was a referendum that appealed to the elites, those from the inner cities who have tertiary education. Then he immediately makes the point that I would make. Those with a tertiary education might be more educated, but that doesn't necessarily make us wiser or smarter. And those tertiary educated in Australia in the past 50 years have been exposed to far more concepts of neo-Marxist identity politics, what we call wokeism these days, and are simply far more likely to write yes to a proposal based on race as a result of that. But it might have been what Waleed said next that got him into a bit of trouble.
It's about the style of the message, I think, and the concept of a voice is... I can totally see why you would propose it. If you go through the history, you go through the experience of the people who designed it or who came up with the idea, it actually makes perfect sense. But most people haven't been on that journey. Mm. And when you come to them with this idea that's actually quite abstract and complicated, they're going to respond with an instinct, and that instinct is it just doesn't feel
And then
right.
It doesn't help as well then when yes campaigners are calling people, you know, dickheads and dinosaurs because they can't get their heads around it.
Good God. I also agree with Sarah Harris,